Hi, welcome to Kathy's Corner. My name is Kathy Ratliff, and this happens to be a floss tube. If you're not sure what floss means, floss is the name of the thread that we use in cross stitch. So that's why these are called floss tubes. I'm going to show you some cross stitch things. I've been absent from the scene for a while. We've had some things happen in our family that were tragic, and it takes a while to get through that and to move on. And thanks to the Lord, your joy is restored. And so my joy is restored, and I'm ready to move on. So I'm just going to start with some finishes because I stitched like crazy for the last year. First of all, since Easter is right around the corner, I make my focus at Easter on Christ, but if I stitch bunnies, in my mind anyway, I'm doing it because of the spring, because they are very active little critters in the spring, if you know what I mean. So I found this Hopping Down the Bunny Trail, designed by Joyce Reed, and this was in P&PS magazine. There it is right there. It was in a magazine, and I just thought it was so cute, and it was very, very quick. Very quick. I used the threads that I had, and then I made it into a little pillow to put on the couch at springtime. So here he is. I put a little bell there and a button. Another button there. So it was very easy. And on the back is Lori Holt fabric, and this is I cut up a shirt that I got at a thrift store, so that's what that is. So hopping down the bunny trail, and I think the name of the thread right here, it's variegated. Variegated thread is thread that is hand dyed and shows different colors as you stitch it. And I believe that's wood trail, and I really love that. I like the variegation in it. I don't know what the other ones were. No clue. So there's Hopping Down the Bunny Trail. And let's show you another bunny one. This one, oh my goodness. I think I got this. It was a whip last video. I got this at, I'll think of it in a minute. You know how that goes. Scattered Seed Samplers, Spring Gathering. It's just precious. Precious. I used all the called for threads because I remember I bought it in a kit. I had this, I used to teach, and so I had this sort of stand-up blackboard thing. It had a blackboard on this side, and then it had a whiteboard on this side. So I just mounted this on here. That's Lori Holt fabric, I believe. Put some jute stuff there, and I just had these extra. I just love that. It's just so sweet. Now the fabric I used here is that other fabric from the one before was just given to me. Is a piece of scrap that was given to me. This fabric I dyed myself. It's tea dyed and baked in the oven to give it a sort of a burnt old look. And it's just a Zweigert white Zweigert based fabric. Count. What's the count? That's probably 40 count. That's 40 count. And if you're wondering what 40 count means, it means that there's 40 little stitches in an inch. And this, just to compare, this is probably, I'd say 28 count. 28 count, 40 count. The higher the count, the smaller the stitch. That's the way it works. And then I finally finished, after Thanksgiving, of course. I wanted to finish on Thanksgiving. This is also from, there's the little guy. Isn't he cute? And Crochet A Go-Go Shop is where I bought it from. And here's the name of the person who designed it. Sorry, right there. Since Crochet A Go-Go or Crochet A Go-Go is probably French, I'm assuming that's either Italian or French. So where is it? Oh, here it is. Oops. So here's that one. Again, no, this was white Aida fabric. This is Aida fabric, probably 14 count. And I dyed it green because it fit with Thanksgiving. And there's words there and there. I don't know how well you can see it, but I can see it really well. It says, be thankful, be thankful. And I can see it just fine. I love this thing. I worked on it for a while. I don't know why. I had this fabric. It's just sparkly fabric. And I have a frame in the other room. I put magnets on the frame in the other room. And I have, for Christmas, I'll put a Christmas thing on there. For Thanksgiving, and so on. So I changed these things out. So there's the Be Thankful. And again, that was in the magazine by probably a Frenchman or an Italian man. Another finish is My Heart is Full. I got this as a freebie, I believe, and I didn't write down anything, so I apologize. This is on red Aida that I've had for a while. I got this little thing at probably the dollar store. I got it at the dollar store. I don't remember what it had written on there, but it had something. I think it had a letter of the alphabet on there. So I just covered this. I put it on a foam board and added a little layer of batting. And then added these little guys that I got at probably Joann Fabrics. So that's My Heart is Full. I did that in like a couple of days. I just love it. I really love it. My Heart is Full. I just used threads that I had. So there's a finish. Another finish I have for Thanksgiving. This was a freebie, I think, on Kimberly Jolly's Flosstube Fat Quarter Shop. I believe this is a freebie I got from her shop, or she told me about it on her video. So I did that for Valentine's Day. And this is on a little thing I got at the dollar store for $4. Yeah, that doesn't make sense, does it? And again, that's red, 14 count Aida. Just a scrap that I had. That I did in one day. That was quite easy. Another finish. Talked about that. Let's make sure we are keeping up with all these papers here. I finally finished. This is out of the book Home for the Holidays by Blackbird Designs. And this is 'Tis the Season. This is the book it came out of. And the middle of the book is gone, but I know where it is. I'm doing a, it's called Christmas Garden is also in this book. It was reprinted into this book. And this is the back cover of the book, and that's the piece that I did, 'Tis the Season. So I'm working on Christmas garden right now. So it's in a bag in the other room. Blackbird Designs, of course, everybody's favorite. And I just happen to have this frame, so I do my own framing and lacing. Oh, there's a bird. There we go. I love this. Love it, love it, love it. I wrote on the back, I even wrote what I did it on. I'm so happy. 36 count wheat by Fiver on a Whim. I started it in January of 24 and finished it in December of 24. So yay! I used my own threads. I used all my own threads and didn't write them down. I use all my own threads a lot now because they're expensive. Fancy threads or hand-dyed threads are like $4 something, sometimes more than $4. And so you end up with a big stash after you've done several things, and you want to use your stash up because they are expensive. So that's I think that's all my, they're called FFOs, finally finished. Sorry. Now I do want to show you a sort of a redo. I'm doing the 12 Days of Christmas. The girl that does the strawberries, because I didn't get the book, I'm sorry, but if you do strawberries, you know who did this. But I redid the tops. If you look at an old video, these are let's see, partridge in a pear tree, 2 turtle doves. These are 2 turtle doves, and I just redid the top. I had done the top in a terrible, horrible way, so I redid the top of that one. And these are 3 French hens. I just hung that on there for the heck of it. So I redid the top of that one too. These are meant to hang on a Christmas tree. However, I have an antique crystal little dish that's kind of flat, and I put them in there. I lost my partridge in a pear tree. I don't know where it is. I can't find it anywhere. And let me tell you something funny I did with this. These chickens, I mean, French hens, they're chickens. These French hens were done in off-white, and you couldn't see them at all. So yes, I did the thing. I got yellow paint. I watered it down. Not a lot because it would have bled, but I watered it down and I painted those little suckers. And now you can see them because you couldn't see them at all. And this is done on 40 count linen, a scrap that I had, and 40 count is very small. And you don't want to, I wanted you to see it. So I painted them. Because what else was I going to do? I'm not going to rip them out. So that's a redo on the lids of both of those. So let me put those there. I did have 2 other fully finished, but I gave them to my grandchildren. I'll just flash one of them really, really quick. Because I bought this, cross-stitched this and gave it to my grandson, Buddy. Ready? Boop. It's a dragon. And they come in all kinds of different colors. So if you get one pattern, then you can, they give you like all different color schemes. So I made that one for Buddy, and the next year I'll give him a different color because he just is madly in love with dragons. And then I gave my granddaughter, Lily, let me get it right here. I bought an Elsa pattern, and I'll show it to you really, really quick. Boop. It was an Elsa pattern, probably about, I don't know, the size of a little bit bigger than my hand. Gave that to her. Again, used all my own colors. And that was for Christmas. So sorry, don't have those, gave those away. I have some other finishes that are not fully finished. I got this beautiful box at a thrift store. It's a jewelry box. Okay. And I have a granddaughter on the way in June. And they have named her Renly. You know, wren like the bird? Renly. So I made something to put on the top of this box. I'm going to redo the padding in it because it's not padded enough. But this is called Little Wren. Let me see who made it. I have it somewhere. Here it is. This is a scattered seed sampler. Out on a Limb Pin Keep is what it's named, but that's not what I used. There's the pattern. I put it on, I don't know that it's either 36 count or 40 count linen. a scrap that I had, and I changed the colors because this one has blue flowers. I made pink flowers, and I also changed the way the birds look. I went and looked up what female and male wrens look like. I mean, they're little bitty things. So I made them different, the girl and the boy wren. And the eggs are slightly pinkish because I read that wren's eggs can be slightly pinkish. So here's that finish. It's not padded enough, so I'm going to add some more to it. So there you go. Little wren. I think I put, if I remember right, oh, there's the girl. There's the boy. I think I put musical notes in there. Did I? I did. Okay, I changed. I don't know if you can see it. You can up close. But there's 3 musical notes there and 3 musical notes there. The name Wrenly means songbird. So that's why I put those notes in there instead. And I made the eggs speckled. The eggs were not speckled. So I do change things every once in a while because, you know, I want to make it like I want it. And some people are very anti that. And that's fine. You do you. But don't judge me for doing me. Anyway, I'm going to put that. I'm going to put some kind of edging around it and put it on the top of this jewelry box for little Wrenly because she'll have jewelry one day. This is Animal Cracker Series. And this is Bobbin. And he's as cute as a button. That's him. And then this is another part of the design that I didn't do yet. But that's little Bobbin. I am going to make him just like that and put him in a bowl with other smaller cross stitches. So here's little Bobbin. I believe I did the call for color. Stacy Nash designed it. I did this in one day. I think it's 36 count. 36 count. So here's Bobbin. Isn't he cute as a button? Look at that cute little thing. He's adorable. He's adorable. I used call for colors, I think. Pretty sure. Yeah, that took one day. So that ought to tell you. Takes one day to stitch that. Now here's my hand. So it's not even, you know, it's just it's 4 fingers tall and 4 fingers wide. So he's a cutie. Mr. Bobbin. That's Bobbin. I'm going to put that over there. Good Lord, that stack. Then I did a thing. So if you're watching to this point, then you either just met me or you're a new friend and you just want to watch the whole thing. Thank you. Also, like and subscribe. That helps, but I'm not monetized at all. Oh, that's 'Tis the Season. Huh. Oh, remember the one with the cardinal on it? That was Platinum Weeks Dye Works, 36 count. This one, okay, let me explain myself. I got this book, Land of Liberty by Blackbird Designs. And there's all these beautiful Americana looking things. Okay, like there's that house. And is that a house? That's not a house. There's that house and there's that house. So I said, I don't want to make 3 little pillows with all that stitching in it because they have a house has a lot of stitching because it's full coverage, you know, about that much. So I thought, I'm going to put all 3 together on one background. But I have to tell you, it took me a long time to figure out how to do it. And here is all my writing on where I would place things, what colors I would use, blah, 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 blah. Now, look at all that writing. See all that writing? It took me a while to imagine it. And here's why. I wanted all the houses almost the same height, and they were not in their originalness. And I kind of wanted them to have the same bunting on the windows, and they didn't have the same bunting on the windows. So that made things very complicated, and it took me a hot minute to do this. Let's see. Blackbird Designs. Did I say 36 count? 36 count Edinburgh. Edinburgh linen called Wheat. Oh man, I love this color. This is something. So here's my thing that I did. Okay, I'll get up close. Then I wrote the word freedom in there. I moved the pots and the birds and the snowflakes, and the eagle is supposed to be on the first house, that house right there. The eagle's supposed to be on top of that one. So I put him on top of the other one, and I put 1776 on this one. So yeah, I did a thing. I absolutely love it. Could I reproduce it? Nope, nope, nope. I couldn't reproduce it, but I'm so happy with it. Very happy with it. And see what I mean by, like, I put the same kind of bunting on the windows there and in the middle one and on that one. And that meant that I had to spread the windows further apart, and I had to add some stuff and blah, 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 blah. So I changed a lot to make them cohesive. And the word America was on one of them. Let's see, which one had America on it? See, this one has America there. So I did the house first, and then I put America on this side. I changed where those are. And then I had to put another word in there, so I put freedom. So I'm going to show it to you one more time because I'm proud of it. Yay! You can certainly copy me, but don't ask me how I did it. It was very complicated. And I think halfway through, I forgot what I was doing like multiple times. Like, what color was this? It turned out great. I have another finish that I worked on forever. This is Above All by Teresa Kogut. I had this a while. This is done on 28 count, I believe. Do I know the name of the fabric? It's not on here. It's probably somewhere, but I don't know where because I've had it so long. Okay, here it is. Above All. This took me a long time because here's what happens in your cross stitch journey. First of all, this was the second. This is called a sampler, and this is only the second sampler I ever did. I've done several since then. But in your cross stitch journey, I think you'll find some people don't ever change. Some people just, they stick with what they like. I'm bored. I get bored easily, ADHD. And so halfway through that, I was like, I don't like these colors anymore. None of these are the colors in my house. So I stopped for a long time. And I made so many mistakes on this that you can't tell. I'm not going to point them out. You can't tell. But there's so many mistakes because it was one of the first ones I did. Traveling on the back is when you take a thread and instead of tucking it under and finishing it and cutting it, and you'll know what I mean if you're a cross stitcher. I traveled around the world and back again on this one. I mean, look, there's some traveling on the back. And let me tell you why. Because these little guys right here, these little guys, that is one color. And it's different than those colors, which is different than those colors, which is different than that, which is different than the middle, which is different than that, okay? Lots and lots of different colors. So from now on, when I see a border, I look awful darn close to that border to make sure that I really want to do it. And it's Teresa Kogut. Teresa Kogut has lots and lots of stitching on her pieces, which is fine. Like that dress, that girl, she looks pregnant, doesn't she? that girl, and that's fine. She's married to the man. That's me. That's my husband when I was 9 months pregnant. So I forgot what I was talking about. But anyway, that's it. I love it. I had a long time ago decided that I would put some blue in it. And I did on some videos. You can see that I have some blue, periwinkle blue in this. And I took all that out. It looked terrible. It looked absolutely terrible. So I plucked all those out. I think I made these butterflies were blue. And I was going to put some blue flowers in here. And nope. Nope. Didn't do it. So that is above all. It says, above all, love one another. StitchCon 2023. I went to StitchCon one time in 2023, and this was the little pattern you got for free there. So I put it on this bag. Woo! I met some great gals there. Great gals. They do a Zoom every Monday, and I can't get my life together enough to go. I did another Animal Crackers by Stacey Nash, and this is Henrietta. That's sweet Henrietta right there. And she comes with a little basket. That's like a little basket. These are all so very cute. I want to do them all. So here's Henrietta. There's Henrietta. I did her on 40 count. 36 count, probably. A scrap. She's hilarious. This is Henrietta, and I'm going to make her just like this, and she's almost like a stand-up, but not really, and put her in a trench bowl or a bowl in the middle of my table. So, Henrietta. I don't know if I showed you the back. I'm getting better on the back these days. Like here's the back. And what happens with your stitching is the back is a mess, and it doesn't matter what the back looks like anyway. Who cares? No one cares. No one looks. But I watched Nicola Parkman. She's across the pond, and I watched her teach how to do a pin stitch. And pin stitch is just a way to start your thread to where nothing shows. It's amazing. And by the time I was done with Henrietta, I was proficient in a pin stitch. It's just less bulk on the back if you use pin stitches. So, yeah, that's Henrietta. I love her. She's so cute. I forgot I finished her. Now, whips. I have one whip right now. One. Because I've been getting things done. This is the Fox, which is... Okay, let's get it out of here. Okay, where's the original? Here it is. The Fox, A Year in the Woods. I've been working on this too long. There he is. He's cute as a button. I tell you what I didn't enjoy doing. See that tail? There's a lot going on. And see his body? His body is like a quilt. And all of these A Year in the Woods are like that. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do any more because it's accounting. You got to really be careful and count correctly. What I've learned through this, and just to show you a quick picture, I blow up the pattern because the pattern is pretty small. Too small for me. Like, I'll just show you how small the pattern is. There's the pattern. It's too small for me, so I blow it up on my printer. And then as I went, I would like here's an example. I would cross through the stuff that I'd done. I did learn in doing this Fox that because the counting was so important, I think it's better to do a little section at a time. Instead of like, you know, people, I know you want to outline things and that's great, but when you outline things and counting is so important, if you get off one little bit in that outline, you're in trouble. So as I learned toward the end, I just did like a little part at a time. So I'm done with the Fox part. Now I just have to do the trees. So here's the Fox. He's so cute. He's really cute. But look at all that quilting business in there. And I don't know, some people are perfectionists. I get it. I'm not. Every single cross stitch I've shown you has some mistakes in it. Every one of them. I do know some people that probably get it all right. My brain doesn't work that way. Oh, things that I'm going to do in the future. Things I've purchased. Let me get a drink. Oh, here they are. Okay. I bought this, I quilt as well, and I have a quilt video. I just finished 2 quilts. I'll show those on a quilting video, but I did buy this quilt pattern. It's for a table topper. It's a small table topper. Isn't that pretty? So this is the negative space. This is a Christmas tree. I just think that is amazing. So I'll be doing that next Christmas. Another purchase is, I got this from Fat Quarter Shop. It's called Cookie Cutter Ornaments by It's So Emma. That's Kimberly Jolly. She has a great floss tube. And these are just tons of ornaments. So I can't wait. And they only use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors. DMC colors. So yay. When I say DMC, those are the most inexpensive colors to use. And when I say flancy floss are the more expensive colors. And then I won this on Stitching with the Housewives. They have a lot of giveaways, and I've won. This is the 3rd time I've won in 3 years, so I win once a year. So I won this pattern, Skate with Mrs. Claus. So that'll be another ornament for my tree. These are all done on probably 14 count Aida. That's a bigger count. If I did this on 40 count, it would be this big. So Aida is good. Aida is a good fast stitch. Newer purchases. This is All the Hills Echoed Blackbird Designs. This is something I'll be stitching in the near future. It's sort of, I like it because it's sampler-ish. It's not that big. This is Peace and Goodwill. And I haven't even opened it, or have I? Does it have the little paper? Usually they... Boy, this is like totally... Let's see if I can do it without the shiny. That's okay. This is Peace and Goodwill. Isn't that beautiful? There's cardinals in a lot of my things and a lot of their things. Oh, I'm sorry. This is not Blackbird Designs. This is Brenda Gervais, who has the same kind of feel that Blackbird Designs does. It's sort of a vintage, old world feel. And there's a cardinal in this one too. We have many, many cardinals where we live. All year round. They're just hovering all over the place. This is Christmas Swan by Brenda Gervais. That's another Christmas thing I'd like to make. I love Christmas. I have used to have 6 Christmas trees. This year I narrowed it down to 2. You know, getting old. So Brenda Gervais. Her company, I think, is called Needle and with Thy Needle and Thread. I got this from Stitching with the Housewives. Bunny Garden. That'll be done on Aida. That'll be a quick stitch. Very quick stitch. And I got this a couple of years ago. No, I won. Did I win this? I won this in something. I can't remember. But that's cute. This is also Stitching with Housewives. Last thing, I'll show you the difference between DMC and Fancy Floss. This is DMC floss. One color. Just one color. Let me get my... This is some of my Fancy Floss. I hang them like this. This is Fancy Floss H through W, hand dyed. They all have little cute little names. So I'll find one that's very variegated. This is Old Red Barn. See how variegated that is? And when you do one stitch at a time with that, it's just gorgeous. It's gorgeous. What did I use for that cardinal? I don't know that it's in here. Oh, that's probably it. Red Rocks. No, Red Rocks is more orange. Here's another variegated purple one. Oops, sorry, I kicked the thing. Some are super variegated, some aren't. Like this yellow. I don't see any variegation in that. And these are cotton. And different companies make them. There's Classic Colorworks makes fancy floss. Weeks Dye Works. There's also Gentle Arts. And then if you're into silks and stuff, there's all kinds of different companies that make silks as well. So that's it. I hope you've had a blessed past 6 months or so. And just have a great day, a great week, and a great life. And I'll see you next time. Like and subscribe. Bye. God bless.